Hi, I watched My Sweet Dear and here's my review. My Sweet Dear is a very short Korean BL drama because it's only 8 episodes of 15 minutes. The story is about Yoon Do-kun, a chef working in a restaurant who starts to have kind of conflicting ideas with the owner of the restaurant. She wants the restaurant to go in a certain direction while he thinks they should go in another direction. As a result, she ends up hiring Chae Jong-woo, another chef, to work in the same kitchen and actually compete with the actual chef to become the head chef of the kitchen. For this drama, I actually don't anything much good to say, but it's not that bad. Honestly, when I read the comments, I was really worried. I thought, my gosh. And when I watched the first episode, I wanted to stop. I didn't want to continue. I thought, no, this is really not for me. Jong-woo, at first, is just kind of so arrogant, with his smug smile and everything, and is really unlikable in like the first 2 episodes, but yeah, in the third one, he gets better, so okay, but at first, just the first episode, I wanted to drop it, and it took me a whole night to continue watching after the first episode. But it's okay. I wouldn't say I'm glad I didn't drop it, but in a sense, I am, because it's not that bad. I expected a lot worse. Of course, it has a lot of problems, and that's why I said I don't have actually much good, nice things to say. But yeah, it's just very average, in the middle. I still gave it 6.5 because it was cute. I saw a lot of comments talking about the chemistry between the characters. And actually, I kind of saw some chemistry. For me, it actually felt really natural how they started to get attracted to each other. Of course, it was done way too fast because you really don't have time with, 2 hours? It's really difficult to pack a full drama in such a short time, and that's the problem with these short dramas, is that they try too much to put a full-fledged drama in just this short amount of time, and it doesn't work because there's just not enough time. 40 episodes of an hour is way too long. But 8 episodes of 15 minutes is way too short. You have to find a middle. If you have this much time, try to make the best of it. Don't try to pack everything a drama needs to have just to make it a drama. That's what makes it a bit not great, because everything goes too fast. But for the chemistry, I actually like it. It was not a coming of age. It was not a story of I'm discovering my sexuality. They both like men, but you know, it's just not stated. They don't talk about it, and they have this attraction for each other, and they become closer and closer, and yeah. But like I said, way too fast, so of course it's difficult to really enjoy it. So to go back on just really quickly on the first episode, I think the first episode is the weakest of all the episodes. None of them are extraordinary, but the first one, like I said, almost made me drop the drama. Not only because he was too arrogant for me, but because I don't know, it was a mixture of the fact of acting arrogant, then the fact of not acting like a human. How are you going into places and just acting like no one's talking to you? Like, respond when someone's talking to you, you reply. It's respect, it's normal behavior. I don't know. First episode really got me. And also all the glamour shot. We all know glamour shot in Dramaland. It's nothing new, you know. But they really tried to put all the glamour shot they could in the first episode, and what a feast it was. But I'm glad it gets a bit better later on. It's like they try hard a bit less. Like I said, pretty decent overall, but not much really. For a Korean drama too, it's not really... It's sweet, but clearly there are too many kind of plots and too kind of important and difficult plots to put in there. There's just absolutely no time. So by the end, when you arrive at the end, it's like you don't really... It's a bit of a mess, I'm gonna be honest. Also, I don't really know what Jong-woo expected when he asked Do-gun if he hated him. You've been acting just arrogant, nothing else so far. And you're basically here to take his job. How can he like you? I mean, I think it's going to be a bit difficult on everyone. You can't blame him. Also, I actually think it would have been a lot better if they hadn't made him this arrogant in the first and second episode. If they had made him just nice, just a nice guy and a normal guy who wants to get integrated with the group and wants to get along with everyone. If they had done that, I think it would have been a lot more difficult for Do-gun to actually not like him, because he could have this kind of struggle inside of him, like he likes him, he's nice, and he kind of have this attraction for him, but at the same time he's the guy who might take his job. You know, this would have put so much kind of struggle on Do-gun, a lot more than, yeah, he's a bad guy and he wants to take my job. You know, it would have been a lot better if they had made it this way. But oh well. The last little thing I want to mention is the ending. I didn't understand anything. The whole thing with the votes and everything, I didn't understand anything of what happened. And the fact that they didn't see each other for 3 months, apparently. Well, they don't really tell us they haven't seen each other for that long. But they clearly show you that they haven't seen each other for quite a moment. So just after the 3 month timestamp, I was like, 3 months, and why haven't they seen each other for 3 months? I just couldn't understand the logic first. And then, yeah, it's great he managed to open his own restaurant like he wanted to. The way it was done, I think, pretty so-so, right? But okay, in the end, he got the thing he wanted. So, okay. Or I missed it completely, or they never said it. But since dramas are usually based in Seoul, I always thought the restaurant was in Seoul. But right now is by the sea. So is this restaurant he worked for before, Laura Dining, was this already near the sea? Because we see them by the sea a few times. So is this already by the sea? And if so, why didn't they see each other for 3 months? I don't understand. And if it's not, if one is really in Seoul and one by the sea, it could explain why they didn't see each other for so long. But then, are they going to continue their relationship as a long-distance relationship? Because I have nothing against a long-distance relationship, of course, but it's really meh. I mean, so yeah, the ending, I was like again, oh yeah, no, I don't like that. So it's pretty paradoxical because I keep saying bad things about this drama, but I think it feels like I have a lot of bad things to say because it's so short. But actually, when you watch it, yeah, it's just like I said, it's pretty much average. But I still managed to find them cute at some point. I actually liked seeing their relationship kind of grow. Though, like I said, there's not much development because it's so short. But yeah, overall, it's not that bad. It's not necessarily a drama I would recommend. If you really like BL, if you like the actors, maybe. If you're not too picky, or maybe if you don't have much drama left to watch, it could be a reason for you too, but otherwise I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Like I say, up to you to check and see for yourself. So yeah, feel free to tell me what you thought about this drama, and yeah, if you like this video and want to see more in the future, don't hesitate to like, share and subscribe, and I will come back later on with another video. Bye bye!